What's up, y'all? Back with a new damn video. Let's just get right down to it. Eagles in Atlanta. Eagles fall 24-20. And right from the start, this game, and going into it, I was like, we got a shot to win this game. As I already told you guys before, this is a desperate Atlanta team. It's their home opener in Atlanta, Sunday Night Football. They're 0-1. They can't fall 0-2. And I was like, you know what? Atlanta might get us here. I said that when the schedule first came out too, but I did not expect them to be 0-2. But things happen, blah, blah. You get the deal. A lot of injuries today's game. It was terrible. Basically the whole starting receiving, all the receivers went down off the jump. Deshaun, Alshon, Aguilar got hurt at one point, then came back in. He was all right. Dallas Goedert was, I think, the first one injured. Guys were banged up everywhere. It was almost like the body bag game we versus the Redskins back in the 80s, 90s, whatever it was. But honestly, and then Wentz, I knew he was hurt. Once he got that hit laid on him, and once I seen that hit, I said to myself, yeah, Wentz is definitely hurt. I can just tell. I can just tell by the way he was moving around, by the way his presence just on the field. I was like, this guy's hurt. Once he got that hit to the ribs, because the first few throws were, okay, we're moving. All right, run the ball. Okay, cool, moving a little bit. Then he gets that hit. And you see him a little bit hold his thing like right here a little bit, and his face was completely beat red. And I'm like, okay. Then he goes back out there and throws an interception, which happens to any quarterback. I'm like, okay. Then he goes out there again, and he throws this interception, which I was like, that's the worst throw I've ever seen Carson Wentz make. Like, that's one of the worst throws I've seen him make, even when he was a rookie. Maybe going back to college, and I didn't even watch all of his college tape. That's just me being honest. But I sat there, and I was like, okay, yeah, something's definitely wrong with this guy, because he does not look like he's in the right mind frame, especially that throw in the interception where he threw it, like, you could tell he didn't go like this. He went, like, the arm was back here. I was like, oh, his ribs probably bothering him. Then later on, they take him to the tent, and something about a concussion. I go, well, something about a concussion? I thought it was the ribs. And then, as you guys know, you guys heard from the commentators and everything, he went to the concussion tent, whatever. The medical tent, not concussion tent. But he went to the tent. They said he had a concussion. They were saying how, not had a concussion, but he went to concussion protocol. And when he went to concussion protocol, that he basically was in there with the red cap on, which means concussion protocol. Somehow got word that Josh McCown was stepping onto the field. He jumps out of the medical tent. He runs over to Doug Pearson and says, I'm good, coach. I'm good. I'm fine, I promise. He runs right onto the sideline, waits till, Josh McCown does his two or three throws, runs back on the field. It just proves to me that injury-prone label is stuck in his head that he wants to get rid of. That's why in the beginning of the season he was so frustrated about it, and he was talking about it back in the off-season. Like, hey, blah, 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 whatever. But overall, he played really terrible in the first half, maybe going to third quarter, but all said and done, though, the guy started to play kind of solid. And, he had that one throw when he almost hit his knees on the floor, and I was like, wow, that was a great throw. But some of the throws I seen that were overthrown high or low, and I was like, okay, you lost to Sean, you lost Alshon, you're playing with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, you're playing with Matt Collins. These guys, besides Matt Collins, Arcega-Whiteside, he doesn't get reps with these dudes, with him. You know what I'm saying? These certain dudes, and they're running certain routes, and that's why the one play where he did almost get intercepted on, he would give the eye look like this, like, yo, look at me. Because if that was Alshon Jeffrey, that's a completion, because Alshon has been playing with him, for almost 3 years now? That's what I'm trying to say. He's going straight. He's going to throw a pass. He's going to snatch it out the air. Arcega just kept going. Whiteside just kept going straight. That's why the ball was like, you seen it there, Arcega was still down the field. But overall, I was like, damn. I was like, man, this is not good. Then you lose Timmy Jernigan. You lose Jason Peters. It was all a mess. But then they start scoring. And they start playing Eagles football, even with penalties and all these things involved. They start playing Eagles football, which is run the clock, control the clock, time possession, and then just boom, 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 boom. And even with these backup guys in, whether it be a backup, left tackle came in for a minute, but backup D tackle, backup receivers, the this, the that. It was like, you know what? We give it our best shot. And I really look at it and I go, you know what? Going into the game, I kind of had us losing. I wanted us to win, but I was like, this desperate, Atlanta team, they need to win at home, blah, blah, blah. And you get that close with your backups. Backup receivers, everyone went down. Like, that quickly, everyone went down. I think even Sidney Jones at one point went into the 10. The defense did everything they could to keep us in that game. They had a couple miscues. Of course, what's his name did? Ronald Darby. He was giving up everything. He was getting killed. But then there were some, play calls by Jim Schwartz where it's like, okay, you have no safety in the back, but you got him. We got Sidney Jones one-on-one with Calvin Ridley, who's one of the fastest receivers in the league. But after those few, the 1, 2, whatever touchdowns was, the mistakes besides that, they were blitzing. They were doing everything they could to just keep us in this game. 3 interceptions on Matt Ryan. Wentz had 2, of course, but he had 3. Did their best. They did their best to keep us in the game. And in my head, I'm screaming. I'm going, Doug, just run the ball. Get Jordan Howard in there and pound the ball down their throats. The Minnesota Vikings won that game last week because they ran it 37 times, barely passed it, which forced Atlanta to pass. And you've seen tonight when you force Atlanta to pass, what was going on besides that Julio little slant and go. Especially with all the receivers hurt, I was like, okay, yeah, you definitely got to run the ball now, Doug. Don't bullshit with us. But I will say this. Once it got to crunch time, we got down to the nitty-gritty. Aguilar dropped that ball. That was like, I think it was like, what was it, 3rd and 9 maybe, or 2nd? I can't remember the exact down distance. But he threw this ball to to Aguilar with like a minute and something left. It was a crunch time, you guys remember. And he dropped it. And I was like, it doesn't even matter about it. At least catch it, even if you got to catch it and go down. But there was so much green grass in front of him. He would have probably got 15 yards more after the catch, or maybe even a touchdown if there was no safety back there, which you can't see on the camera angle. But I will say this. I forgive him for the drop after catching that basically Hail Mary bomb on 4th and 14, which in my opinion shows that, like, hey, Wentz is clutch. When you give him the guys, let's go. Boom, bombs it up, he gets it. But this is the thing. I still look back on that drop catch and I go, damn, what if? Just what if? What if he would have got it? You know what I mean? What if he would have caught that ball? There's a lot to digest this game. I feel next week we're going to go up against, the Detroit Lions, and hopefully everyone's going to be healthy because, Alshon and Deshaun left real quick in the game, and they said questionable to return, which means they should return for next week's game, correct? I guess. Let's see. I'm not upset, but I'm like, damn, we could have definitely won this game. And Wentz started off playing really, really bad, and first he was playing decent, like I said, and then he got hit with the thing, and then they thought he had a concussion, and I could tell something was wrong with him. Definitely wasn't, because he's definitely not that bad. He was off balance with his throws and just certain things. But let's go Birds. On to the next. I have nothing else to say. I ain't going on and on about this game for 30 minutes. I don't feel like doing that. But there's so much to get into. So many calls, whether it be penalties, whether it be this, whether it be that. Let's go Birds. Did what we could. I'm actually proud of them to go to Atlanta. In Atlanta. Sunday Night Football. And you know how bad Atlanta fans and Atlanta, the team, wanted this? After beating them in 2016 in Wentz's rookie year and Doug's rookie year as a coach, in 2017 in the playoffs beating them at last minute. Then beating them in 2018 last minute home opener. And what happened? Same thing. Last minute for us. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to keep going because I can say, Ertz should know where the sticks are. He could get the first down, blah, blah. It's just whatever. But let's go Birds. On to the next.